Family, OLA Michael's FM Entertainment DH show.
I slap police for your case. I go to war for your case. I go to court for your case. I climb the bridge for your case. Enter water for your case. I punch the judge for your case. Anything you want, baby, that's for you, baby. For your case, yo. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. I go Shodi for your case. I go slap Baberu for your case. I go call MC Oluomo. I go report all of them. So tell me, what the hell are you waiting for? If not to chop Indomie, we go chop. If not to suck Gary, we go suck it. What the hell are you waiting for? If not to fry akara, we go fry. If not to soak akamu, we go soak. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Fire case, yo. Fire case, yo. No. Cause my papa no be dangote. Oh, Adeleke. But we go there, okay, yeah. For my papa no be dangote. Oh, Adeleke. But we go there, okay, yeah. I go Shodi.
I was at for moment now, Quaba Neat and up on 9 FM Sunday. I'm a brass associate, the entertainment room come on. Brass associate, Nini upon the airport at the Brown would be I did that now. Yeah, then I'm here say Nano Pay, say, in your bema. Nedo, Ababi Boy Dome, and not your baby deep, come on, Nano Pay.
Come make I show you my
And Jim, I'm not.
Papa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jamaica on Tichi, he doesn't speak Chi, so
Today only English.
and I just see a pet here for a show that we were doing a lot more brofo than the normal fan chain.
So I should do the translation.
No, that would be too much.
I mean,
That would be too
so we're for the locals, so a lot of them can't speak it. So somebody needs to tell. Yes.
Ah,
Oh, okay, that's your point.
did I just hear her laugh? You were what?
For
You-
the
we are for the
please,
local.
Ola, please don't do that. Everybody knows that I speak good English. Like, please,
I know, right?
don't come and make him think
I
that
know,
you're
I'm-
doing
I'm-
it for him. Like, don't
I'm
do
just
that.
pulling your legs now.
I tell now, yes, sir.
I'm
What
just pulling
watching
your
Victor?
legs
I'm trying to don't also.
This is where we have a lot of fun in the morning. Jim. Yeah, it's all like that. So I was out for a nano panel. Mo fanche say you be put like Yiniano on Tichi, so you be put kakra na yenini ye din komono. The ekwambe na se betimi achebi ma ne achebi mu, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So officially, let me welcome you, Jim.
Thank you.
I hope everything is okay
Thank you. Everything's great. I'm having a great time so far.
in Ghana.
Always.
The
No, it's
reception.
not my first rodeo.
Yeah, I know, right? Reception is always good.
Always beautiful.
But why is it that most of the time when we speak with our brothers from Nigeria, they are like, okay, Ghana is more like a holiday destination for them. Why?
They're speaking for themselves. It's home for me.
It's home.
Yeah. Not. This is probably my fourth home. I'm yet to buy a house here, of course, but so that's why I made it a fourth home. But it's by all intents and purposes, it's fourth.
Your fourth home.
Yeah.
So if we should work hard and land for you, quickly put up a house.
My
there.
brother, one hand,
Fast.
one hand. But
Aisha Modi.
Yes.
we're working on something.
Yes.
We're working on something soon. I came in with a couple of business partners as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
So we're I came in with my co-owner. I own a logistic company. My co-owner was me. I also own a real estate company. So my co-owner is here with me as well.
Okay.
So hopefully something should happen by December. I've had 2 business meetings with prominent men here that
Great.
are looking to partner with us.
Great.
By December, we should have something culpable.
So when people wonder, so why is Jim rich? I mean, we all know Nollywood people and how much they are paid. So, I mean, we saw those frenzy noise on social media about somebody attacking you and your source of wealth and everything. So it's more like they probably don't know that you have other businesses.
No, they do. I think he just wants a little attention. He's had a terrible run in his career, and obviously this is the only way, because I didn't fight that battle. I just put him physically where he should be. But the vocal part of it are people that came out to say that. I mean, since I've been doing this since I was barely 20. So I imagine people will understand that I've made all the mistakes there is. I've suffered every scenario there is. I'm perfected my game. There's no how you can question a 20 years existence in a space. Okay, so it doesn't matter. And then, of course, he doesn't know my background enough to understand that I'm vastly literal, economically. That is the core of my training. I have financial literacy. Wow. So while everybody is worrying about stuff, I knew where to put my money in stocks and bonds, in real estate, and in fleeting what you call markets, especially in in all the circles, especially some of these online businesses that are thriving globally. I have strategy managers, I have business managers, I have 4 sisters that are totally groomed in the business world. I understand its dynamics. I have brothers-in-laws, I have friends that I've done this with over the years, and I have 10 years of feeling.
Wow. You've learned on the job, you've learned from your mistakes, and you perfected it.
You cannot fail for 10 years
Yeah.
and not become wealthy. It's not possible. So he doesn't understand that. Why didn't he come 10 years ago when nothing was happening? Now that it's all coming together, it feels that I don't deserve it, but it's not an overnight success. No,
but is it not the case that maybe some people feel that maybe I'm also in a filmmaker, so some people feel that maybe we filmmakers are not making enough money?
No, we are. It's founded on first-class ignorance. There are people out there in the cinemas that are making 650 million naira on release alone. Omo Ghetto has made over 650 million in the cinema.
Oh, that movie is exciting.
Okay, so then Netflix is offering people deals between $250 to $1 million easily in 2 installments, and they're picking it up. They are different. It all adds up. By the time you've sold to every platform on a very good film release, you're making almost $1 million. Do the exchange, that's $500 million already. $500 million, yeah. So if you do 2-3 projects, proper projects, you're earning between the 1.5 to 2 billion mark if you actually do a very good project. Except you're an extremely foolish manager of money, you will know where to throw in all that money and make your day. So what is it talking about? Just because he's getting 20,000 naira per row doesn't mean other people are suffering the same fate. Yeah. People. My friend just got an international deal. Back Comment, my movie is not even properly out of the cinemas, and I know deals are sitting on my table that I'm saying no to.
Wow.
I know. We were the first African films to be on the Times Square billboard.
Wow.
I spent up to 180K putting it up there. I understand the projection. You think poor, you live poor. You think big, you live big. So his notion of the industry, with all all consideration for, I'm so happy you said you're a filmmaker. It's considerably poor. Filmmakers are some of the wealthiest people on earth. We make far more money than even musicians, the well-placed ones.
Yeah.
So what in the world is that gentleman talking about for somebody that's done this for almost 20 years?
But the way you giving us an exposition on how much money you are making or Nigerian film is making me feel a bit more sad. Because we are not even making a quarter of what you're saying.
What's your first name, please?
Ola.
Listen, Ola. But this is my projection.
Yeah.
My understanding is that they said get secondary incomes, get alternative incomes.
Okay.
what I've practiced all my life is every time I made money from these movies, every time I made money from these films, I focus the income in investments. Okay, the hardest part for a capitalist, the hardest part for entrepreneurs is finding, the principle, the money, the capital to invest in your dreams. So we have the leg up. I already have access to bring in economically. I'm a walking asset.
Wow.
And that's the part he doesn't understand. That what would take a refined, highly educated, with high potential investor to walk into a bank and get in a year, I can get in 1 week.
Wow.
It's simple. I've worked hard all my life for this position, and they didn't understand it.
Isn't that just because
that's what I'm saying.
But it may not apply to you.
But that's
the
why
rest.
you're also OLA. What would take a Daniel years to find the CEO of a bank, a well-established OAP filmmaker, famous person can call the CEO, have a dinner in his house, and get it first. I've never dealt with middlemen all my life. I've never dealt with even people like the Ham of Affairs all my life. I've always dealt with people that would tell me a final yes or no. That makes me drastically different from you. Because a CEO, a founder, a chairman can tell me yes. And then the MD that doesn't even see any viability in my business has no choice but to do it.
Yeah.
You understand the difference?
Yeah.
And so I can access the biggest, highest doors. I can get a minister to say yes my endeavor, and can't say yes to another person that's gone to Harvard for this. Okay, so he doesn't understand the simplicity of the star power, of how to use it. I've never
to use your star power.
I've never used it for fame or hang around or try to belong to a clique or no. I've forged the one thing I've invested more than myself, more than my resources. I invested in relationships. I've been traveling. I'll tell you something. When I was broke, I was traveling business class.
Even when you were broke?
When I was broke, I was traveling business class. I would gather every fund. I would work for 4 or 5 months, gather my funds, go on holiday destinations that I know businessmen go, namely America. And 80% of the relationship I cultivated them became 60% of my investors.
Wow.
Because I walk into business class, there's a CEO sitting next to me, he or she. There's a transformed baby sitting next to me that's access to funds.
They knows you.
They already know you by virtue of what you
do.
They want to do business with you. Now, when they know you're already on the lane where they foster, a lane where they're familiar with, they're comfortable with, they will do it more out of sentimental favors than professional favors.
So it is not really more like we sit here and we think that, oh, Nigerians are really supporting themselves. The businessmen in Nigeria are investing in film. It is about you, the individual.
It's a very individualistic
that make
approach.
Those approach.
Yes. It's not everybody that's doing it correct. So I will go there. I'll foster. They will invite me to their homes. I'll come for free. I will not charge. You
going to their homes?
Yes, for you. I will not charge. I will go to their homes for their occasions, for their birthdays, for the occasions. They will invite me. I will not charge. So I might even fly with my resources there. I have already made a mark with you. I have defined my place with you. The day I bring a proposal to your table, the narration is already one-sided.
Yeah.
That you are the one that owe favors. And you give me that favor. Okay?
Did you get really affected by COVID? I
mean,
the Nigerian cinema before yourself.
I made a lot of money in COVID. What are you guys talking about?
So for you, there was no COVID?
No, there was none.
It was business as usual.
Let me explain. I was just leaving America when COVID shut down like 3 or 4 countries. You understand? And I was wondering what is going on. I mean, it's easy to find this one of the most uncertain terms of our time. I was with my son. He just wanted to hang out. He was doing great. I just wanted to hang out with him in Paris, in Disney World Paris, and then the war shut down. We couldn't go back to America. We couldn't go back to where he's got to London. I was stuck in Paris. He's never been to Nigeria, so I was thinking, okay, the next place is to take him to Nigeria.
Okay.
Everywhere shut down. So we spent 6 months in Paris. Now, in that 6 months, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was near depression because I've never stood still in my life. My mind is constantly on the move, constantly moving. But but I've never also spent that amount of time with him in one space.
Okay.
I'm not talking nannies. I'm not talking his mother being there. I'm not talking his aunties.
Just the two of you.
Two of us surviving as two men from different generations. He taught me more about myself than I could possibly know, and taught me more about him as an individual, as a thinking, living being than I could have possibly known. I wrote a book in that time. It's called Gift in the Odds. Just called a deal with Amazon with that book.
What's the title again?
Gift in the Odds. I'll show it to you.
All right.
It's there, and that's what we're supposed to, promote it with a film. But we were afraid that the managers thought this film would probably eclipse that PR. So let's leave it. We start promotion from end of November.
Okay.
So we did that. My Forex training came into full effect. I sought out my friends in America and that wanted to move funds from the US to Nigeria because everybody was afraid at that time. Even me was looking for how, like, oh, man, Charlie, this thing is getting out of hand. Let me position small money where I was, And I had friends in Nigeria trying to move money out of Nigeria as well.
Wow.
It became a business. We set up a team. I was here. Somebody was in Ibadan. Someone was in Lagos. Another person was in Abuja. Another person was in America. Every day I would do 4 hours. My boy would wake me up. He became my PA. He would wake me up I usually write at night. I let him watch all the Cartoon Networks and everything. But before he goes to bed, he wakes me up. I start working.
Okay.
So because in the morning he hangs out with his friends and make all the noise. So that time I'm in my office trading. And I got this team together and we pretty much were saying anybody that want to move money, talk to us. And my brother, we moved.
Come to the boss.
We moved.
The boss moved money.
We moved money. Yes. So when 4 months the pandemic was over, I didn't want to go home.
But if you're moving money,
we were moving.
And
so
then
it was when everything stopped. They were like, Jim, you can go home now. We're not giving you. We have nothing more to give you. So I mean, in every situation, I think it's a whole different skill set to understand the opportunities therein and do the needful. And I will tell you another thing why there's a big misnomer, especially in the reference to this gentleman.
Yeah.
I've never made a big bone of living in the public. I don't. I exist in 3 different lifestyles.
Okay.
I exist in the public space, the private space, the secret space.
It's a secret space.
Yeah, the public space is you and I.
Yeah.
Everything we give to them, our fashion, our lifestyle, our thoughts and spoken words on different narratives on earth that they wish us to say something about because we pivot conversations pretty much. My private spaces are my business associates, my extended family, my friends, everybody that exists in that space. And know me personally that I work every day of my life to live up to their standards. The third space exists not even for extended. It doesn't exist for my sisters. It exists for my sons, for me, for whomever I choose.
That's the
my
place
partner.
of secret.
That is the place where you are your best. That is where you thrive. The secret place, if it's not in place, cannot foster a good relationship in the private place.
Okay.
You won't be able to thrive there as a businessman. You won't be able to thrive there as a mentor. You won't be able to thrive there as a leader or a follower. And finally, that is if you're fulfilled in that private space, that is what makes you a champion in the public space.
Wow.
Because you can stand your ground on your lifestyle. You will not cater to the public opinion. You will not cater to people's opinion like this. And people will fear you and respect you because they always respect and fear the unknown. They don't know enough about you to form a judgment. They don't know about you to attack. How will you attack what you don't know? So you understand, this is how I coexist in all of these realms. And so for him, he is seeing me in the public space pretty much all his life. He doesn't understand how I thrive in the private and the secret space. So it is. He has said it purely out of his depth of knowledge.
Okay.
You understand, and nothing more. So I cannot, get angry. He's not there in my private space when I attend symposiums, when I attend private training, when I sit with mentors.
He has no idea.
He has no idea. He doesn't know what happens to me in 5 years when I go away from the industry. He doesn't know what I've taken a hiatus 3 times. I've taken a hiatus 6 years. I took a hiatus 3 years. This recent hiatus was 5 years.
Wow.
So if you don't know what I'm doing in 5 years, all of a sudden you make a bone of saying, oh, he drives around with all these cars, he has these homes, he lives the same lifestyle. Do you know what I was doing in 5 years?
No.
So if you say it's ritual, my brother, it took a long time to do a 5-year ritual. If I did 5-year ritual to come back to this lifestyle, then I do deserve whatever is coming to me, my brother. A 5 years ritual, Charlie, is not a joke, as you know.
I was for your name, Jamaica. Jamaica, I mean, he's a well-established an actor already. And then Obi, I was sharing Nigerian movies. We are no. And anyway, my friend, most ladies that saw the flyer said, "Hey, I want to have a chat with a bad boy." I was like, "Why do you call him bad boy?" I don't know. But somebody wants me to ask if you're married.
I'm divorced. I was married to a wonderful person. She's white. And
your wife was white.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, I believe in all that interracial, cultural melting point of the world.
You were Kwame Nkrumah, I guess. Kwame Nkrumah married and
I hear that brother kind of liked it. I hear that brother liked across the pond.
Yeah, man.
All power to Kwame for showing us the way. So, Kwame, we love you, man.
Yeah, you're a bad boy.
Yeah, man, for real, man. That means Kwame's a bad boy too.
Yeah, he was a bad boy.
Man, we love him bad.
Yeah, we love him.
We love him bad. So, anyways, I hooked up, and it was really founded on mutual respect, love. But there are certain considerations. Around that time, I just lost my mom. My mom happened to be my best friend and my business partner by all intents and purposes. And then she was also a great businesswoman. So these things I didn't find my feet for a while because I did the African phenomenon where I had to be strong and not show emotion all through. And you know that we're the ones that suffer most.
That's true.
Yes,
And they have no idea.
Yes, at the end, the women cry. They get on with the whole philosophy of venting, of releasing that energy of hurt. We pack it in and act like Superman. We box it out. We box it out. And at the end of the day, we get boxed in. So that's what happened to me. And I didn't have anything to give emotionally, and I was drained. And so I took full responsibility for that feeling. Yes, and then at the end of the day, the kind of presence of mind that she possessed, she quickly forgave. We came back to the table and said, "We brought a wonderful gift to the world. We have a son."
Okay, you had one
we
child
have a son.
with her.
Yeah. So we decided let's make it happen. Let's prove to ourselves. It's never been about the word. The reason nobody heard about it is because I exist in this realm I told you about.
Yeah.
Nobody had access to that realm. Nobody can. You know how people spend resources to be seen and heard? I spend resources not to be seen.
That is an advice.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Different
you spend
levels.
resources not to be seen and heard.
My first level, I was open out. I existed in the white hot space. That's the white hot space where the hottest musicians, actors, sculptors, anybody that's a creative exists there.
Okay.
You can't inhabit that space for too long, or you'll be found wanting. Yeah, so you have to exist it every time. It's your next album, your next film, your next work that will define your place in that entity. But that time you're hot, everybody want a picture, everybody saying he's the baddest, the coolest, the person. Don't get comfortable. The first place where dreams and visions go to die is the comfort zone, and that place informs comfort. You leave it. I stayed there too long. In the
comfort zone.
I was there too long. When I discovered myself and I existed that space, I moved on. The next space was where I started to understand this business. That was where I did all my feeling. I failed back to back for 3 years.
3 years.
Everything I put my hands in was not working. Everything I tried to raise was not working. Every time it worked, and I had to move on because I'm not a good gatekeeper. I'm great at opening doors. As a matter of fact, I'm genius at opening doors. But I don't know how to man the gate because my mind is nimble. I have to be.
What kind of doors are we talking about?
Every door, my brother.
Every door.
Both physical and mental and spiritual. Define it anyhow you like.
And gender
I just open doors. And gender doors, my brother. I just open doors, my brother. But I don't know how to keep the doors open.
You open and you leave, bro.
I just open, my brother. Define it anywhere you can. So anyway.
He's a bad boy.
This online is the problem.
Oh, you a bad
When
boy.
you're talking serious things online, you're just defying me. Can you just stick to the subject matter?
Okay, let's go back
You're
to
a
the
serious
subject.
man. Stop doing this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But yes, I open doors.
You open doors.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I understood how to open the door. But then finding people that would man the door was a problem. I always found people that had paper qualification, but had far less passion than I did. The passion that you do this with, they put somebody behind it, you'll never be the same, no matter how gifted. Passion is everything in this life. So the passion of knowing I use my money, that I want this to succeed, I work day and night, compete with anybody. In every room I walk into, I've always seen more gifted people than me. Every room I walk into, I've always seen a better trained people than me. But I'll tell you what I've never seen in a room, somebody that will outwork me.
Work harder than all.
I've never seen anybody that will outwork me. You have to be on self-slavery to outwork me. Because I'll wake up 5 a.m. if need be. I will do what it takes. I've done the 24-hour run on a business chase that didn't get me to sleep for 48 hours till I got it.
Wow.
And most times I don't even get it.
So
But
it is
doesn't
not.
deter me.
It is not all. All
It's not
gloomy
glamour.
as
That's what y'all done on the. That's what a lot
You've
of
been
people
through
don't
the
get.
hassle.
I've been,
the
no.
hassle.
So the failing, I remember one time I went back to my father. Is it a spiritual thing?
I was going to ask you that.
The
did you
last
think
one
was
I put
spiritual?
in, no, misnomer. That's the African context. We built this narrative from the beginning of our blueprint where they've embedded it in us and mismanaged our brain. That's why it looks like these white folks are succeeding more than us because of the way they were raised. And that's why I decided my generation will be raised differently. If you speak to my son, it's different. 4 languages, keen, curious, understanding of even the ways of life, far ahead of everybody. He's barely 7. He will read you before you sit down.
Wow.
I taught him that. I had to prepare him for things that failed me. So my narrative was in the beginning was a religious narrative mostly. I was told that I have to pray till my head hurt. I have to pray upside down sometimes and call this God. What are you forcing that kind of analogy me for? Every time something went wrong in my life, there's an uncle chasing me from the village or somebody has projected something that is wrong. Okay? Every time my business, I didn't wake up in the morning to force a relation. Every time I bumped a bridge, I didn't chase people I'm supposed to chase to get narratives from me. I used my personal money instead of going to an institution that was funded for it. And I put in my money and I brought friends instead of people that want to be loyal to me as Jim Mike. I'll go and bring an all that is close to me. And when the business fails, it's a game of sentiment.
Yeah.
I could have been less sentimental and brought somebody from the street to run my business. Someone that would jump when I say so and ask how high and want to do it because he wants to live. Not someone that will get away from it. When I tell you stole my money, go and call my mother to beg. So they were the mistakes. There was nobody chasing me from my village. There was no uncle that was projecting hocus pocus on my behind. I sat down, understood it, spoke to my dad, and my dad told me that there's nothing. From day one, you were positioned for certain things. You were positioned to be great. Wake up in the morning and start recognizing who you are. They are sheep and they are lions. I've been born and raised a lion. There's no other way. Every time I try to play like a sheep, I undermine myself. So I wake up in the morning, stand in front of a mirror, remind me who I am, then I'll go out. And things started changing.
Yeah.
And it kept changing and changing. And every time it changed, I'll up the game. Every time it changed, I'll up the game.
Does it mean you are not a religious person?
I am extremely religious. But this time there's a different prayer. There's a prayer you pray to God, and He won't answer you because He don't understand you or your power.
Okay.
My prayer became shorter. My actions became longer. As opposed to my prayer being longer, my actions short.
Most Christians do.
That's most Christians do. Since I wake up and I say, God, you've gifted me. You know how I'm short on morals. Make me better there. But I'm going to go out there. I want to thank you for bringing this thing home. As opposed to bless what I'm going to do. I hope the other person sees front. God bless this thing. No. My narrative is I've brought it home. Spoken it into existence. I've seen it. I've taken the future. It's just the process of walking to it that I just have to do. And so every time it failed, I'll come back. Instead of the self-blame and finger-pointing, I will look at myself and say, what is wrong here and there? I'm not saying spiritually certain things don't exist in the African context. You understand what I'm saying?
Do.
But I also understand that my ardent belief, my belief in God has protected me. I mean, how can it be possible that I protect myself? Don't you even understand it? I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I've jumped mountains. I've jumped from bridges. I've done everything I can to end my life.
When has been the longest period or time that a Jamaica has prayed to God?
2 hours.
You've done 2 hours
Yeah,
prayer?
I've done 2 hours. When I was trying to find strength after I lost my mom, I sat down and I had a long conversation with God that, well, how am I supposed to carry on from now? I mean, what is next for me? And it happened at a time where I feel I've achieved a lot already. So what is next? Should I just retire, take my little money, invest it properly, look after my child, find a woman that loves me for me, and just get on with this thing called living? Or is there more for me to do? Is there something else you want out there for me? What else is there? Because I think you've given me everything far too young, and there's nothing. I don't feel there's anything else I owe anybody. Where you have a problem is where you feel you have to ascribe and ascend to people's expectations of you all the time. Every goal I've set for myself was informed by me, not by how well Ola is doing or how well Fred is doing. I'm deaf, blind, and mute to what other people are doing. Every lane that people try to get onto for competition with others is clogged with traffic. The only lane that is traffic free is your lane. I've stayed on my lane all through. That's why it took me a longer, more arduous road to get there. But now that I've possessed it, I'm a master of this lane. You can't come into this lane and tell me nothing, because I'm a master of it.
Of the game. Yeah.
Okay, so I choose and pick what will succeed for me, because I know that you are random, picking everything that society expects you to succeed of. I choose. That's why whenever I make a choice, it succeeds, because I've analyzed it. It is meant for me, not for anyone else. I chose Accra for premium to succeed. I choose this, it will succeed. You won't force me to go to South Africa and do a premium. I'll refuse. No matter how well set up it is, if it's not going with my instinct.
Okay.
One of the things I'm trying to say is that your instinct, you'll be so informed and you've honed your instincts to a point, you don't need any expert to tell you where you go.
So when you choose a place, maybe you choose Ghana to premiere your movie and your instinct tells you to come to Ghana, when you know that the Ghanaian cinema industry is down, won't you think twice
But we
before
had
doing
a crowd there. The day of the premiere, there was a crowd. Doesn't that define that it is not about the normal human statistics? Your projection humanly is that the industry is down. My projection is that I found love in this land anytime I come. All I need to do is filter into it. And what I want, I desire will happen. And then what was my mental, spiritual preparation before I came in? I saw the end. Took it into existence day in, day out. On the plane, in a 45-minute flight, I went to the bathroom 3 times to say, this is my desire before I land in this land. I need possession. I need to conquer it. I need to live this dream. I need to prove to somebody else that what I've done in 6 cities in my country can be done in a foreign land. So 3 times I said it and I came down. And by the time I touched down here, you can't tell me nothing. If I walked into that place and I saw 2 people, I've lived my dream. That's the difference between you and I.
Yeah.
I'll
feel disappointed.
Yeah, I will not be disappointed. Those 2, God sent them. I swear, among those 2, one of them will offer me a deal that will cover what I expected in the multitude. I promise you.
You're always looking at the positives.
I don't do regrets in my life. I don't understand what it means.
You don't understand regret.
I've lived my life and regret the first 30 years of my existence on earth. Everything I didn't do wrong, every relationship I messed up, I regret. Every family member that I didn't live up to their standards, I regret. Every time my dad spoke to me a certain way, I was like, oh, is this man looking at me like, is he wishing he had more sons? I'm his only son. Okay. I regret. Every time that the mother of my child says something that wasn't on towards me, oh, look at what this other person, I regret. Nah.
So when we are here and scared of shooting and taking them to the cinemas because we think the cinema culture is down, you didn't see it that way.
I didn't see it that way. That film is there. It's going to be one of the highest grossing Nollywood film in that cinema. It's going to happen like that.
Because you believe so?
Because I know so.
You know so? Based on no statistics?
But I don't need statistics. Tell me who has ever changed the world based on statistics. At the cups of every inventory, every change in the world, people that changed the world always did it when the statistics were down, when nobody believed. Every Kanye West, every Steve Jobs, every Donatello, every Michael D'Angelo, they always did something at the cups of when there was no belief. But they believed, they saw the future, they spoke it into existence. I crossed my budget 5 times for bad comment. At the 4th crossing, something strange happened that made me have the conviction of what I am. Okay? I invested, our real estate deal just cashed out. That was what gave me the impetus to move. because we sold it out in no time. So we're on the next move. I didn't know my partners. God forgive me, I'm saying this on national media. They connived against me.
Whoa.
Because they felt that, okay, let's filter this money immediately into the next project. My thought was that as CEO and majority shareholder, money will be shared. I'll take mine and go and do what I want, which is invest in my passion project. That is what they thought. This film thing is his passion project.
Yeah.
So they stifled funds from me.
Oh.
They didn't sign into push my agenda. And I just sat down there. Do you know all that time I told them to keep shooting? I told them
while you're going through the turmoil with them.
And don't forget I'm lead actor. So I'm expected to come and perform every day. Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be
but
affected.
I didn't sleep for 5 days. And promise you, I probably slept less than 6 hours in those 5 days. Every night I'll sit up and be wondering what's going on. So this is the shame coming. I'm going probably is going to stop. And people won't understand that it's not as if I don't have money. It's just that there's a conspiracy against. And you know what? I didn't bear any grudge against them because they thought they were acting in my best interest. They just thought this guy is throwing money down the drain. So they did it as an intervention. Because these guys, one is my brother-in-law, the other one is a very close friend. So these were not enemies. These were just people that were like, oh, wait, he moved 50 million. Oh, wait, he moved another 80 million. In films, seriously? Because their thought was like, a film supposed 40 million. You understand me? So maybe we better stop this guy before he bankrupts himself. So
they were acting in your best interest.
On my best interest.
But you were acting on
but
your passion.
Me, 5 years ago would have gone to war.
With them?
Yes. And my war, my brother, doesn't end well for the person. Because I would have cut everybody off, disassociate myself, moved lawyers. Man, I would have destroyed that company.
Wow.
Because of anger. Every time I act with emotion, I've always considered myself above average intelligence. I've always said that I set precedences. Every time I do something mediocre, it's always because my emotion took the better. So those 5 days wasn't fear. It was telling my emotion to behave. That's all. I needed to control myself. So every time the anger came, the dispassion came, the disappointment came, even a few tears. Yes, I cried the third day. Like,
the book you wrote, is it about your challenges?
It's about everything in life. It's a 31 series on self-development. We discuss every subject under the sun, how to deal with disappointment. So this is me. I wrote a book about disappointment, and I'm about to disappoint myself. So after the 4th day, I took control of my emotion. The 5th day, I called. And I said, let's do a video call. I wanted to see their face and said, I founded this company. You guys will not release money. They said, no, we feel that we should move on to our next project. I thanked them. That is for the best interest of the company. And I called the phone. And they were scared shitless. Because they thought that this guy is about to do something dangerous. I left them. I went back to my company and I said, what is going on? 40% of my cast, they camped. Ask. 40% of them left. They left the set and said, oh, okay, he's not coming through with money anymore. All we're seeing are big cars all over the place. We hear there's the money. I left. Nobody, even my sister that was the accountant, said, is there a problem? I said, no.
Okay, so that means on set you ran out of cash.
Yes.
And they decided to leave.
Yes. A lot of them left. No, they didn't even know there was out of. They just said renew our contract. I said no. It wasn't. They didn't even think it was about money. They just suspected
it's going to be about money.
Yeah.
Maybe
because when you stop doling out the money, people stop finding favors with you. So when it happened, my own sister said, "How come I'm not getting inflows to deal with certain things?" I said, you know what? I made a mistake. I shifted money a bit. Money is coming. My belief was that I said Monday. I told everybody Monday. And you see, when you make promises, be careful. Never make promises out of a place of faith or pressure. I told them Monday this deal was going to go through. On Saturday, I got a call. Okay? I went to a meeting. Now, that call was wrong.
The call you had on Saturday?
It was a call I didn't want to go. Because it's somebody I did business with in America that felt, because then it was bigger than me, I mean, financially and otherwise, it took that deal from me.
Oh.
I set up that deal. I brought this person in from Nigeria. He's a Nigerian billionaire. I don't want to call his name. I brought him in. I was very close friends with 50 Cent.
You were close.
Yes.
Friend of 50
there was,
Cent.
yes, there was a deal for FM Vodka. If I say much, they will know who I'm. So anyway, there was a deal. I was going to bring him into. Wanted to buy FM Vodka Africa. So I set up the deal. I had a certain amount I was told to. I said I had half. I told this guy, this chairman, come do this, share my stakes with me. And he came. And then because then, that's another thing I told you about leaving things in the hands of people you don't.
Yeah.
So I left it in his hands with his lawyers too. And the end of the day, I got papers with a far lesser stake than we else agreed. And I said, my brother, what is this? He said, oh, because it's bringing. I said, are you crazy? I brought this money. Would you be in this land talking to him if I didn't say?
For me.
And they took it off my face, so I destroyed it.
Oh.
From the top. That's another thing I love about him. He doesn't tolerate disloyalty. I called him and said, see what's going to happen. He said, no, what, Jim? This deal is not happening. And we struck it. So this guy felt humiliated. He felt bad because it was them having meetings behind my back. I would call this guy, where are you? I was in Atlanta. He was in New York, sitting in there, sitting with them. He didn't know they were bringing reports back to me. His lawyer is Mike. He's a Jewish guy, very straightforward guy. They will come and say, do you know your guy is here? Just to protect my guy. I say, yeah, I know he's here. I call my guy will tell me, oh, he's in Atlanta. I said,
you don't know, I know.
55-year-old man be lying this kind of chip. I left him. Anyway, at the end of the day, because I didn't call him out, the press didn't hear about it, I didn't go to the internet and start doing all this little boyish thing. I just left. He died a natural death. So naturally, he didn't sleep well. So there's some people that like this trouble. They thrive in this space. I don't have time. I moved on. But he didn't sleep well for a long time. So he called me and said, I have a deal. And I said, no, I can't do business with you because you're so... He said, I have a deal. See me. He set up the meeting at night. When I looked at my circumstances and looked at how long it took this guy to call me, I knew he was the one that would solve my problem. Another thing is insanity. I went to the meeting. By Monday, I had funds in excess of 5 times to finish it.
Wow.
Because it was a quick one. They just needed an introduction. And he happened to be somebody that was dear to me, a minister that was more like a godfather. And they've tried with all his power and his clout. Apparently, he wasn't sitting well with the recent power that be, the recent party. He's a very powerful man, but he went to a different party.
Okay, so it doesn't belong to the party.
It doesn't belong
power.
to the new party, so they cut him off completely.
Okay.
And this guy is a chieftain of this new party, this APC that is there now. So he couldn't have access. And this was a deal of 24 hours window.
Wow.
Or they would have gone to somewhere that would take them to him. So he remembered it. He's always seen pictures. Somebody called him and said, hey, Jim is like a son to this guy. They called me. I said, I don't want to. And he laid the deal. And this time I walked in there and said, I want 60%. I want it on paper. And because of the fight, he said, no. I know he fought behind the scene, but he was always smiling in my face. They signed it.
You can't trace every
They
smile.
signed it. And I did better than that. I took them to his home. We all had lunch. We finished it. And right there, I also got a cut from the other end. That's why. And you know what? He said he didn't even want it. They should give it to him because he knew what I was going through too. They should give it to his. I took both ways.
People watching you and listening to you are all amazed. You know why? You are more like a motivational speaker.
You know?
They're
So
learning a lot from you.
Yeah, I took it. And by Monday, I came back. Even my sister. When the film was done, I sat them down, 2 of them, and said, this is what I went through. And but they're used to me handling things like that. But that was to teach them that you don't come and complain and moan about your circumstances. God always provides a way. But the thing is that you see it that way, that you're born and designed to resolve problems. You know, it's not a problem, except you see it as a problem. I never thought it was a problem. All this time, everything I was thinking wasn't fear. Because once you buy into the narrative of fear, you failed. I wasn't looking at fear and anxiety. My problem was how to control my emotion so that I don't do something that will hurt me.
But let me ask you, what is fear to you? How would you, Jemai, define fear?
Fear has never been existent in my life. The
So
last
as
time I had
regret,
fear,
you said regret is not in your
it's not
books,
in my dictionary.
and now
isn't.
fear too isn't in your dictionary.
I'll tell you how far I deal with fear. The last time I had fear, after I had my son, my sisters called me to a meeting. Then we lost our mom, and they said, you have to stop this crazy thing you do. You know, I climb mountains and I jump off. I jump from airplanes. I do bungee. So they say, listen, I don't understand anybody that's tried so hard to kill themselves like you. You need to stop it. You have a son now. You know, if you don't want to live for us, live for him. Tell me, where did you get these things from? Our father is the safest driver in the world. We sit in the car, we're abusing him at the bar. Like, oh man, we're going to get here in 10 years. You know? So where did he get it from? I got it from my mom, though. My mom was a cowboy, man.
Okay.
You know, she was the heart of lion, but she married the perfect man. The person
That's
that
your
plays it
dad?
safe. My dad is a safe player. He's that guy that calculates. My dad is a scientist of calculation. He will calculate it to take 10 steps to get to this place. If you do 11 steps, you miss your mark. My mom will probably calculate 40 steps and cross it and then jog backwards. So that's the narrative. And I sat them down and I explained to them that you don't give in to fear. So I had fear then. They spoke to me and being a newfound father, I started doing something. I stopped my crazy investments. Like, you bring a portfolio to me, I will invest in it. We'll lose money, I'll be the first laughing. Like, shit, okay, let's do it again.
Wow.
So I've never, so they said, no, stop the crazy financial antics. You need to play safe. You need to do trust funds now. You need to do closed accounts. You need to, focus on the real estate. Let's build it now. There's a legacy that must be done. That was fear. And then they also started talking, do you know the kind of thrill I get from my airplane jumps, those my days? It tells me I'm a god. It tells me that I'm fearless.
Like you're invincible.
Yeah, that's what God designed you to think. So when that thing happened, for 2 years, I didn't take any risk. No financial risk. I got this little suburban home that I'll go in there, with the daddy t-shirts. I grew a nice pot belly. I wasn't walking out like that anymore. I was looking absurd. And then one day I woke up and I said, I have to do something dangerous.
Sorry for that. Somebody just said I don't read their comments. I should read their comments and their questions too. Yeah. I'll try and do that. Now, Noni Koliki, that nice combination. Calm dad, high boy mom.
Yes, that's
Calm
dad,
that's
it.
High boy mom.
That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll try and read some of your messages for him. I'm so sorry about that. They're accusing me. So please read our messages. Read them.
Okay, let me finish the narrative.
Then I'll come to you. So let's finish the narrative of fear.
I woke up one morning and Zambia, they invited me for this event in Zambia. So when I got there, I tricked the crew. I told them that, hey, let's go to, there's this place where Livingstone, that's where the highest budget jumping is. Apparently, their king, forgive me, your majesty, I'm your son. Anyway, their king jumped that place and shit his pants.
He did what?
Yeah, that place was. So Will Smith went there and jumped and pissed his pants. It was like screaming like a little girl. No, Will took it like an actor. So I said, oh my God, what will I do? So I said, I'm going to jump there. This will kill everything. Now, for some people, it's nothing. Maybe they will hear a word or read a book, watch something, they will have themselves. But me, I have to do something extreme. That's the only way that will kill me. So I went there. So I told them I wanted to sightsee. I wanted to see the Victoria Falls. So under their gaze, they flew down there with me. Early in the morning, I didn't eat. This place is so bad that when you get there, they will make you sign a paper to say that if anything goes wrong and you die, you're on your own. It's for thrill seekers all over the world. So apparently there's a river down there that's got crocodiles. So, and a week before then, there's a Swedish...
The river is down.
Yeah, with a cliff. If
you don't jump well,
you would go to the river. That's the cushion. But it's a still water, so there are crocodiles nesting in the sun just a few meters away. And you don't know how fast those suckers swim. They'll get to you before you get out. So basically, there was a Swedish lady 1 week before then that the ropes broke. So all my narratives were not going well. So you will sign that if anything goes wrong. So while I was signing, I had somebody video it. I told them that, listen, if I don't make this jump and I fall into that river, they should understand how much they love me in Nigeria. There will be war. They will come and clean up that country. All the commandos in Nigeria come for them. So they should better think twice about killing me. Everybody there better be praying that I make this jump. I signed it. So it was while I was up there, I didn't know somebody called the national TV. Oh. So you can imagine my crew in the hotel having breakfast. And they were watching like, Jimmy's about to... Oh my God. So they went crazy and started driving to the place. Location. Yeah. It's on if you go to my IG page, you see I shared it there. So I jumped. 313 meters. Okay, meters. Upside down. Wow. To prove to myself that I've forgotten myself. So when I came down, when I jumped it, I was dangling. Everybody was like, I was screaming like, like having a good time, And when they brought me back up, I just understood that this is I can't run away from who I am. This is who I am. You know, the more you try to become something else, the more you lose yourself.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I should stop it. This is who my son will love me for. This is who anybody that will love me for. I can't be anybody else. So that's it.
So all these qualities that you have, all these, these adventures that you've gone through, has it been influenced by your passion for film?
Not in the exact opposite way. It's not a direct,
There was no
result
direct influence. It was just your upbringing yourself.
It's just always been, how I find, when I went on that path of self-discovery, and I discovered certain things that scared me, that exhilarated me, that also disappointed me about myself. So I said, let me walk ground up. The things that disappoint me about myself, I will build. I will change. I will reinstate. The things that exhilarated me about myself, I'll curb it, because those were the dangerous things. Like, I want to get a car and drive on the autobahn at 200 kilometers per hour. I'm a father now. So I have to know how to manage my excitement. Then the things that exalted me about myself, I will amplify. Things like creating the best films, things like being a better businessman, a better leader, a better follower. I've never followed anything in my life. And that's one skill set I lacked drastically. To be a good leader, you must be a good follower. I've never followed anybody. So I started to seek out mentors, seek out people that were better at me at this, people that had done it under great duress and succeeded from it. And I started following them, physically, directly, or indirectly.
Please ask him if he has interest in politics.
Yeah.
Do you have interest in politics?
I'm going to be deputy governor of my state under a party. Not about 3 years ago, but the waters of politics is so murky world over. It's not a Ghanaian narrative. Our own is so murky. There's no water there, sir. So, but we're trying to change the narrative. We're saying maybe the next dispensation, when they come in, let's foster these people in. And after that, I think the narrative will change, because our millennials, our young people have already proved that this is not the order of the day anymore, that they cannot be ignored. They have to find a voice. So I like to think that we will project and amplify that voice better than the others. So this one is to instate ourselves, the right people, support the right people in. And after that, we'll sit down to a table and say, okay, your time is up. Can we come in now and deal with these people? Because we're the immediate past generation of these people, and we understand them better than you. You people are the 10th generation past. Hello. So let's change the narrative slightly, and that's our plans.
Thank you very much. My boss is here, Mr. Akosi Abuaje. He's my boss here, and
hi.
I want to invite him to the conversation because it's getting so interesting. I think he needs to be in. Boss,
I'm sure I have just maybe 2 questions.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe as we go on, if it's going to increase, I don't know.
Okay.
Not everybody like us. There are some people that also post bad comment about us. For those people, what is going to happen to them? I'm just trying to mimic.
Okay. Oh,
that was the first one.
Okay.
Okay, between you.
All right. So you came with a mimic.
Yeah, you came with a mimic.
Okay, in place of a question. Okay.
No, the question is going to come out. I just decided to just
get
you on the wrong foot on that one.
That's a good one.
I mean, I just love that bit about when you say, for those behind us, trying to fire you.
Yeah.
And everybody.
We're at PH. Those guys are really good guys. We just had, there's something I'm doing that's totally different again from the narrative. It's a Robin Hood propensity, and my rich friends will probably take this badly.
Robin Hood is like stealing from the rich.
Yeah, okay, you see, but we changed the narrative. So I thought every time my fans, especially, I felt premiers are catering to a certain class of people. You understand? Premiers world over always cater to a certain class, and I wanted to change that. Okay. That class didn't make you. That class met you midway in your journey and became part of you. The class that made you are here on the bottom. They're the ones that supported you, whether you're right or wrong. They're the ones that pushed you, that believed in you. They even criticized you at not your finest moments, and you rose to the occasion and became better. They are the ones that have known me since I was 20 till now. So I felt far more loyalty for them. So what I said was that those guys, those students, those people that scream or support me everywhere I go, come and watch this movie free of charge.
Free of charge.
Then my super rich friends pay for it. If you support me, buy out the theaters. I could have easily taken that money, put it in my pocket, and come out and say it's the highest grossing film of all times. I didn't do that. I told them, pay the theaters, buy out 5 for me. So different narratives. I called a board meeting. I co-own and own about 6 entities. So every time I call, they would think it's to discuss something important. I say, guys, I know everybody sitting on this table are multi-millionaires. You guys have taken me out on my birthdays or the occasions. I've been to your anniversaries. You all live in palatial homes. Okay? 1 million is nothing to you. I want, if you guys
1 million what?
Naira.
Okay.
It's nothing to you. No, I won't ask them dollars. They'll kick me out of that room. So I said, listen, you guys, do you guys know if each of you bring 500,000, I want 1 million, I can buy 4 theaters. And if I buy 4 theaters, I give it to students and you couples and low-income earners. Come and watch this film free. If you want to support me, that's the support I want here. And they did. They moved in their numbers. So in Lagos, we did 4. In theaters. In Abuja, we did 6.
Wow.
We didn't have enough theaters. So we had about 150 people outside that couldn't come in. In Port Harcourt, we did 4. In this thing, we did 3. So it's only in Ghana I couldn't do it. Everybody was like, Charlie, wait, is this a scam? I said, no, I don't need the money. It's just for your people to come enjoy this film free. So that's what we've been doing. That's the premise, the context of my premiere so far. This is our 6th city.
Is there any underlying benefit? I mean, from what the picture you're painting to us, that okay, well, you want the super rich to pay. I mean, the people down there, which are your real supporters, not to pay. Sure, there's no benefit that it will near to you.
No, I don't want you to read this as an ominous one. Let's don't distort the intent in the beginning. I know you're trying to ask really good questions as a journalist and all that, but please, it's a legacy I'm trying to build, and I don't want it to be distorted. Of course, there's personal interest in everything you do. The degree of your interest is what makes you humane. At the end of the day, the money, one way or the other, will come back to me, the sharing factor. But also understand this. I could have taken that money and I'll owe nobody any explanation. And it does impose a service of sort at a high degree. Because understand it, if I leave everything to the narrative, these guys will go to their private screening. That is what they do. That's why I say they cater to a certain sort. I have friends that will never sit in a public space and watch a film. They don't do it, home and abroad. They buy private screening, pay 270K, sit down there with your family, watch it, and come and tell you, oh, Jim, you did a fantastic job. And they walk away. Yeah. People that will still, these two CDs and 20 or 30 CDs, you think is a snap to you, it's a great deal for somebody. Sure. This person supports me, but cannot afford my product. Okay? I can't find every single person and say, take 30 CDs. I will run out of money. But also have people that this thing is a snap for them. Okay, by all intents and purposes, 1,000 CDs doesn't mean much to you, by the grace of God. You understand? Yeah. Now, if I say, pay 1,000 CDs, that probably 600 of that CD will come to me. But that 1,000 will buy tickets for at least 200 Ghanaians to go and watch the film. Okay, you've done a great service. The narrative that the part of the money comes to me is not the question anymore. Yeah. You know, I could have done it because one way or the other, the money is coming back to me. But I'm saying while I'm making money, can I sleep better at night by giving this service to people that can afford it? Okay, so that's it. That's really it. And why should I pay for it? You call yourself my fan and you're super rich. Go pay for these people. You understand me? Like the people at the highest realm have said it. Steven Spielberg woke up one day and they asked him, "Come, you take such risk?" And he said, "No." I built my career to a point after my 10-year run of heartbreaks, of heart pressure, of surviving hospital beds and all that. I felt I've given my blood, tears, and pain to this industry enough that people should be paying for my creative. People should be paying for me to be heard. So in Africa, it's not the narrative. We're still using our money to create this content. So the least we can do is get our rich friends to pay for people that can afford it.
Beautiful.
I'm being
one
question.
Alerted of the time, so
I just asked one question. And I think you've been in this country.
Yes, sir, about 4 days now.
Yeah, this project is your own project.
Yes.
Okay.
Executive producer.
Okay, it's your own project.
Yes.
If were to be, let's say, someone's project, you're just starring in it with this kind of drive, would you have maybe, put in the same drive?
I've officially decided this man is brilliant. Seriously. I'm not saying anything. I think the little one, I don't
I'm coming to the main question.
I don't cater to people's listening. But you know what? Isn't that the reason we try to do it by ourselves? Why did you set up this station? Why did you do it? Why are you here, the CEO, asking me questions? Isn't that the same reason that I'm doing this for myself? And I cannot give the same degree of passion if somebody else were to own the platform. I understand what it took me to put money in this. I understood what it took me personally to create this. I understood the human resources that was expended to bring this. If it were to be somebody else that brought me on this platform to do it, they would never do it as my personal choices and demands wants me to. And don't also forget, do you think it's cheap to come out here? A lot of people had this opportunity, but they will not tax themselves financially to do it. Every premiere that I executed took me over $40,000 of my personal money. Don't forget, this movie is still in theaters. I've not gotten the money. So everything I did is to promote it, is to show a certain forbearing, to set a precedence of my personal funds. Because the distributor hands off a long time ago and said, Charlie, we're here to make sure your film goes everywhere. We're not here to spend extra money until we've seen money. How will you see money if you're not spending money and pushing it to different people? So I've been on great film projects that I call the producer and say, hey, let's do 3 cities. He will sit down and calculate the business class to move Jim Ike from back to the logistics. And then he will say, you know what? Nah, let it go organically. I don't want the organic push.
Now, actually, this was just to compliment or to say kudos to you because I haven't seen this in a very long while. Getting someone with so much drive, passion, and everything pushing. That's why I wanted. I was just asking, first of all, to get an understanding that it is your own project that you're doing and the drive with which
what I would have done is
no, it's not even about that. It's about just to encourage people that look, this is how we do it.
This is how it's done.
Because we don't even see it in this country. You've moved from Nigeria. When people are doing their own projects in this country, you don't see this push, this drive,
this energy to make it happen.
Because you've done Nigeria, you've now come to Ghana, and you're still with that energy. You're pushing it. It's just I asked this question just to let it serve as an encouragement, inspiration for some people who also in their own like in your stead, who are now producing. Also learn and say, okay, fine, this is how we do it. I'm sure you will not even end in Ghana. You're probably going to other countries.
We still have Houston, Paris, and then London to do.
So it's just to say kudos to you. And I love the energy with which you're doing this thing. Yeah,
appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, thank you so much. But because I've been accused by our people, I don't know if we could do quick question answer from them so that we could be within the time. Okay, so Jacob K.Teteku Hamlet is asking, is he still acting? Jacob, you know, of course, the answer. He's here to promote a movie.
Okay, we can let that one go.
Yes. Page, Jim, you are such an inspirational speaker with survivor spirit. Much love to you. We follow you like spider. And
spiders are slow, my brother. Try a faster animal.
Okay. Kendrick Larry is saying, please ask Jim Ike if he will be going to the other regions in Ghana like Kumasi and Tamale.
We are planning Kumasi. As a matter of fact, I'm having a meeting in 1 hour with a gentleman that, if he talks well, will determine if we're doing Kumasi. If not, I'm packing my bags and going
back. Okay. Michael Watkins said, when will he get married again?
We're on that process. It's my personal life, and like I said, I don't discuss my personal life in public forum. It will happen. You're not likely to know about it. So it will happen. It might have even happened, but you're not supposed to know about that
because it's in the.
That's my secret space.
Okay, so Buama Doris is asking, Jim, Kumasi people love you so much. We can't wait to see you. So when are you coming? Like he just answered that one.
We are planning this weekend, by the grace of God, to come to Kumasi. Kumasi is a place I've visited, loved there.
You've been there before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been around, man. we wanted to set up a fast food joint in Kumasi.
Kumasi.
Yeah,
Wow.
but the partners, when we got there, you know, a lot of stories. It didn't happen. That just
Now your spirit in business will take a bit of time
Yeah.
for us to meet you head on.
Yeah, that's what happened. They were so slow, Charlie. Every call. Oh, okay. Is it today we're moving? We'll meet you at the airport. And then nobody comes to the airport. We were sitting with the chief that will give us the land. Where are your partners? Ah, Charlie, you're already talking to him. We are calling somebody to come out to talk to him. Oh, you're already at the palace? Okay, tomorrow it's okay. We're coming tomorrow. And you know, my baby father just had a little problem.
No.
I'm like, you know what?
No.
I made a mistake.
Okay, BGA said, why does he always play bad boy roles in movies?
Because I'm the best person for it. Understand that.
Okay, so Koliki say, Jim, you are wiser than your bad boy roles. Bad boy roles make you out to be solid guy. Okay, sorry, you should type very well for me. Bernard Bafu in the UK said, can you ask Jim if he's ever watched a Kuma Wood movie?
A what?
Kuma Wood movie.
What's a Kuma O movie?
Okay, so the movies in the local language, just like you have Yoruba movies.
Oh, okay.
Yes, here is the ones in Tree.
Yeah, okay, I did translated. I will watch.
Yeah,
You
so
know, I'm a
you-
student of film, so
Yeah.
naturally, and if I watch Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, you know, every kind of Arabian films. So if you guys point to me any good one in the Kumari, I will go watch it, man. As long as it's translated, because I want to understand what's going on.
Okay, Hank, Alote said, I'm so excited for Ola having this conversation with Jim. I was at his premiere, and the movie is so fantastic. Kudos to you.
Thank you, bro.
Oh, okay,
Thank you. I
so
appreciate it.
yeah. Frank, at Japan, did Jim give a free car after his advert on Big Brother Niger?
I'm the ambassador for a Nigerian owned car, you know, assembling company called IVM, Innocent Vehicles, Motors. So it is a prominent, profound achievement by a Nigerian businessman that have assumed the status of a sort of surrogate uncle and as well as mentor in business. He owns junior shares in a new recent company that we just set up. So he is that kind of guy. He's assembled in Nigeria. It's a car company that's as good as anyone you can get. Your Toyotas and your Mitsubishis. So yeah, we give our cars now and then, but let them don't get hopeful, my brother. It doesn't happen like that.
I remember years ago, Nigeria used to assemble the Peugeot cars in Nigeria.
Oh, now we
when
own.
I came to right now.
Nigeria doesn't own this company. It's an individual that
individual.
owns it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not Nigerian owned. No, it's an individual. His name is Innocent. He owns the company.
Okay, Abna Adipapeni said, you are a greatest crush. He said, I'm the CEO of G Fashion Makola New Shopping Mall in London, and they send their greetings to you. She said you've been there before, and then they came to take a picture. Evia, please come. Please come. Jim wants you to ask your questions now. Please, thank you very much. I wanted to open phone lines, but I don't think we can do that. Elisha Carter, he has answered that question. He said he paid for the advertisement on New York Times.
Yeah.
He wants to. He's asking whether he paid millions for his film to be advertised on New York Times Square.
No,
because he's there.
thousands of dollars. Over $100,000 was paid, and also in the spirit of self-belief, that money was made back 2 times over in less than 3 weeks.
Okay, Efia, quickly. His time is up.
Yes, time is
She's
up.
also an actress, though.
You said it all. Yeah. And all that I can say is kudos, well done, because it's not that easy. And Shanghai over there, I know him. I know what he can do when it comes to organization. Has good to go. I know you hold a black belt when it comes to Taekwondo. Do you still do the thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not about the color of the belt. It's a lifestyle. You start it. You can't. My son is my 2 sons are avid martial artists already, small as he is. It's something I've done for my life. I'll probably do for the rest of my life. It's not sports, the lifestyle, the way of life, really. Good question. I wish I can upgrade because I stopped at second down black belt. Time has not allowed me to upgrade, but I know that there's a fourth down guy that beat me recently, so that says as much that I need to, be serious with my game. Because before I was literally the most dangerous person in the room. I would cheat, I'll blow you in places you don't expect. I'll do everything necessary to win, man. So if somebody took me out recently, that means I have to go back and up my game and practice more.
That's nice.
If you here in London wants to know if Bad Comments will be on Netflix.
Consequently, we're having a bidding war between Amazon and Netflix. Hopefully somebody will win. But right now, you can go, stop being stingy, Charlie. Go to Silverbird Cinemas in Accra Mall. Pay 30 cedis, Charlie. 30 cedis. I'm going to watch this film and start waiting for Netflix.
Jim,
No, but
what the heck?
She's in London.
You know what? I want to find out how long this movie is going to be
at the cinema. Okay.
Hopefully 2 months. As long as it's
okay.
making money, they'll keep it there. That's the beauty
Okay,
of.
so people can
Yeah, as long as it's making money.
Okay, so Nat Kaklo said, okay, Ola might comment again. Please tell Jim his movie is awesome and it will win an award. I'm the guy who told him that on the photo session at his premiere. I don't think he can remember everything he was told there.
I do remember.
You
I'll
do.
tell you, I'm very conscious of people I speak to. You're a tall, dark gentleman, young guy, mid-20s. Thank you, sir. Again, I'm repeating it. I always take conscience of everybody that supports me. I remember you, son. God bless you.
All right, Priscilla is also, I think, in France. She's saying she loved, is it Fake Identity? That's a movie I fell in love with James.
It's an old film, my dear. Step
You
up
need to
the
upgrade
game. Yeah, upgrade.
Bad Comments.
Upgrade to business class. You're still in economy.
Pascal Kelly said, I'm one of your greatest fans in Ghana. And my WhatsApp DP has been your picture since 2016.
Upgrade to the new picture too, brother. I beg you.
Jeff Brown said,
We have nicer suits now.
Jeff Brown also is not in Ghana. He's asking, is there any online platform where they can pay to watch the movie outside Ghana?
Outside Ghana, but we are in Ghana. Okay, you are not. You're outside
they
Ghana.
are not in most of them are not here.
Brother, people have done crazy things for people. Fly to Ghana
Simple.
and watch this film. How much is it? $800 economy. You fly to Ghana and watch the film. Fly back the next day. And then you will take the opportunity of saying that you are the only person that ever flew down to support your own. And I'll find you anywhere you are and I'll change your life. I promise.
Wow. Evia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. And
Thank
I love
you.
his sense of fashion.
Yeah.
Do you want to consider fashion?
We've had a fashion line already. I had one of the biggest boutiques in Abuja. And it's called Untamed Closet. Again, the narrative of putting things in the hands of people that are far more passionate than you. 3 years, it was heading the headliner boutique in that city. I mean, everybody that was of consequence came to be dressed by us. Okay, our prices were astronomical, but we don't care. It was reasonable, So at the end of the day, I put in the hands of, forgive my friend, this bozo, and then he just abused it. And then we had to shut it down. But it's in the offing. Our hands are full now. I give a projection of at least less than 1 year from now. I'm bringing it back.
He's a serious guy. Listening to him is like listening to a business mogul, not an actor. This is from Selikem. Jim, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
If there's a word you want to give our film industry in Ghana, there's a line, there's a sentence.
Go watch Bad Comment.
No, that's not for the film
and
industry.
then you understand what it takes to up your game.
To up your game.
That's it.
Thank you so much for coming. Shanghai, thank you so much. God bless you. We are so grateful to have you. God bless you.
If I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. If I show my feelings, I go wash it out your guy. If I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. If I show my feelings, Zagadat. See, yesterday I no call, all because I no want show my feelings. I see you for club, where I know they mind do. All because I know want show my feelings. DJ they play, everybody they vibe, oh, but you they my mind, so I know want show my feelings. If I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. Oh. If I show my feelings, I go wash it out your guy. If I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. Say a few way I just they think. It be sick a few way I just they sing. It be sick a few way I know if it eat. I know I'm sure man. It be me and you way supposed to be. It be me and you way supposed to stay. Baby if I stay, baby no they leave. Because if I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. If I show my feelings, I go push it down your guy. If I show my feelings, I go crazy, I go mad. If I show my feelings, I was for another mobile doom not more the ache me say and then a casa no near in commodini in a equoye brofon kwa some of me near your one not on your beer or tea ye kum kase or ye Nigeria ni on teachy if ya Yakusini.
I Yakusi any but in common na ede. Yeah, in common ede what can be yeah. I when I was saying Crawford. Yeah. Aye.
I buy more. From what I'm picking from him, it's not about somebody should help you. You should step out and do things. I step out. No, I do the movie number. And on no chaplain take 4 days in our work room has say. And on no HSN and a warrior interviews in the idea. Yes, so you try any maybe signing a bank or boy and swing in IS. It is a war, sir, a ambition is or baby, sir. Also, yeah, let's step it out. And Nigeria couldn't run about what I was saying, has he? Also, corner also spread over the end was. I think say your deficiency Kakrana has to do with and your dinner, your day, a yard, the MC, and she didn't miss any day. Put in New York, on what to step it up to meet business people, put up ideas, put forward the ideas, and convince them to come on board.
Yes, I boldness.
I could do them say, you're no naka.
And no naka. I could do a didi conconsa. It did some full social media so, and the year war, and I will lame bois. And the year war. And to a moon sees any dinner, or would it now come be at some yeah, social media so no. Almost any dinner, I approach business, and if any say, many business women no more chromas and almost for more product, more come out warm. Now, when you say, who know why? Aye,
they did what
time the idea. They be near 20 years, chance, and Nipana reply, near Samba, another a year back.
So I mean some of the other things I would say okay, you think we should take heed if you need the we are looking at some of the things okay
me and I do okay me then say who don't go share business more make sure say we benya wo bia just say one man ebusua kora na say or just say enya de wa downfo bi na o chine bi say usika no anko usika se ma anko yi a wa ba be pa wo che okowia wa be pa wo che ana wa ko hu ebusua be ka che say oh so onim say wo fa ba na wo ko chi na tumu ni ade fa obi owo echire a wo betimi aboa ma business no akoso because a ebusua no emwa business the business bebrebra egugu nyina so won say relation damfo we family sa na egugu business no it is how de ne de omyenhwe oh what for city fio onye djuma bia we bie campaign obegu campaign ama wo campaign bebrebe wo kroma say Morocco shoes ikpo gas hwan ni ade nyina PT limited wit and walls omukofo mabusuafo begu mu na egugu it yensua sa na ma no
Ben I say if Jim Mike has watched all kinds of movie and not a Kumawood, then will you and your Kumawood team need to work hard and bra Jaya Watson and Yoruba movies on share. Lucky Selassie, happy birthday to you, my dear. God bless you on your cassia on your business mogul. And changing Mike. Is it you may I less kakrabati a big bastro? But it's so finally, it's more like unya stardom now. You use it to attract business. Don't sit back and think that the money is always going to come. But there are, from what he said, there are stages where a bedroom baby now I'm for a boarding to do a chi. After that stage, either say would a business. I will enjoy and I'll be called back. Who said yeah? Yes, yeah, I think it's the same thing. Who said most of the actors are Mudru baby? So she said, "When baby or the bomb, baby, no matter." So at that period, no, I know what you say. Do business. But we dinner, you know, meet business moguls, invite investments. Yeah, BB. Well, we in Nigeria, or baby investment or Ghana. Yesterday, and then
oh, it's yes, you're making sure say yeah, investment no how. You bet to an amount near investment. Obi manso. And also be boying.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, no one ya never has say you. Me call South Africa. Now biggest boutique be all South Africa pa. Maybe say Pretoria. Traffic light na so mbusa say why dey say Nigeria need ya. Maybe e koye program ebony launch e Pretoria South. E Nigeria ni launch kakraka pa hotel ni ade e wo mu. Enti omo no omo tu anamon a omo nso risk factor so ka ho. Omo mfa ho. Say senior ebesi akono say ankosi yi a so Ghana there every time they say person start up business we think negative. Say hey na we are me ye bia na ankwanko ye bia ne de he na ono kan ye ne so ono da ayi ne de eni fear ne sa ne ma ne de da bi ene de nka na adwen ho kura nti nipa we live that kind of life na ukọ we ni mu sa na ba akọ ye refi especially you okay TB Joshua de ye ba ye ya afi na makai kura ka say na ye movie na say na ye
or say that I think that was the period or say he was really down. He spent 2 hours praying. That was the longest period of that bonfire and all that. I mean, everybody goes through down and then highs and
they're normal.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Kwame Oti and Panini interview now.
I just allow him to flow. Or Rasta hairdo man.
Hey, very good. I brand here pan who just say, hey. Thank
you so much. I was here for a better munina say more mutimi share more mutimity Misa Casamo Fanches and Yaputo Yankwa and I must have Fanchem and the Yentimi trading stories. No, Yamiad my Wednesday. Midi will like Michael Samikuma Abdodona friend Sammy K Media and a producer me Frima Bank on the good social media ma. Behind the scenes in our Google Instagram at neat 109 FM at neat 109 and our Google Facebook Nadia Yan can wow ye no chirino but me and ya kwanya mwashe ya mishro bibia news brasso your best stories on ya kwako news ya kram